Hello Shiny viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So this is going to be a very special episode and interesting episode because we are going to talk about how to bleach like a pro. So because this word might potentially be flagged, so for the purpose of this video, we are going to pronounce this word as this. So there you have it, we are going to dedicate the entire episode to talking about how to bleach. Sometimes there could be really very irritating people that get into your face. You just want to gun them down because they talk and talk and talk, especially the INTPs. Sometimes you just wish that you could just shut them down with something that you say. Well, don't need to worry about it. As a psychologist, as an ENTJ, I know how to do this very well. But of course, enough said, I do not usually engage that because it is very draining to do that. But I am always ready to combat. Of course, since we are an MBTI channel, we're gonna give an MBTI slant to bleaching. First of all, bleaching is not suitable for FE users. They are really very weak in this. So anything to do with bleaching, they will lose out. They can't bleach well. So bleaching is best left to the TI users, the TE users, and the FI users. The first thing to note is that when you bleach, you do not need to engage words at all. So the INTJ is very good at bleaching by giving the death stare. So what is this death stare? It's the look that comes from your eyes that say, "Are you kidding me? Oh my god, what a moron." How do you exercise it? It's very easy. All you need to do is just to look blankly and then you just stare straight into the person's eyes like, "You stupid fool, look." So personally, I think the death stare is very effective in shutting people down. But there are some people who just don't give up, like the TI users. The TI users sometimes can be very argumentative and they do not want to admit that they are in the wrong, even though apparently they are. So in this kind of circumstances, the death stare may not be very satisfying because you just want to shut them down. So what do you do to bleach back? Before we go on, one thing to note though, when you are bleaching, I think it is a very FI thing. Alright? Because you just want to get back, you just want to feel good about winning a battle. If there is no inherent demon inside you, you're not going to do it well. Luckily for the ENTJs, I think there is always this evil side that I feel inside me. So that's good because we are very good potential bleachers. Because TI users, they don't use logic, although they think they use logic, what you can do is that you combat their weird logic with evil logic. So if a TI user tells you, "I know better, I eat more salt than you eat rice." So here apparently they are giving you some form of a false logic like, "I know because I am your mother." This kind of a logic is not logic at all. So what do? So if you dare, then you go all the way out to become toxic. Fine, I wish you have liver cancer and die soon. Fine, I wish you have liver cancer and die soon. But of course, if you think that this is really mean to say, then walk away. Personally, as an ENTJ, I am not afraid to say toxic, evil things. The person can curse me as well, not affected at all. So now it's a battle of who is more steadfast when it comes to being cursed. So the bleaching technique that I've given just now is called toxic kill. So we have now got two types already, the death stare and the toxic kill. I would say that the death stare is a very difficult thing for many other MBTI types to do because you must assume some form of a supremacy in order to execute the toxic stare. The death stare. The toxic kill is also something very difficult for people to use because it makes them uncomfortable sometimes to curse others. So are there any other types of bleaching strategies? Of course there are. The third type, usually used by TI users, is called word diarrhea. This is where people start to use very confusing, bombastic words to confuse the people whom they are bleaching. So this technique is very much like the lizard dropping its tail to confuse the predator. So how do you use this bleaching technique? So when a person is trying to get back at you, you use bombastic words like umbrage.
Umbrage.
So because the other person do not exactly understand what all these words mean, then they can't argue back.
To the worst advertiser, I take umbrage in that comment.
Wow, you use this kind of words, I also don't understand. Try to act high class, is it? You see, this kind of comeback very weak when you use bombastic English words like impertinent. What else? You totally gun those people down because you expect that most people do not know all these English words. So, as a shutdown method, effective. So use at your own discretion. One thing to note is, if you want to bleach a person, you first got to know who your opponent is. If this person is just an FE user, then let them off. Do not overkill. Now I'm going to illustrate to you an ENTJ's way of bleaching. First, I got to give you a negative example. Suppose a person calls you a bleach. What do? Yes, I'm a bleach, so what? You are just a piece of shit. Well, this is a very negative demonstration that a lot of people are guilty of. When somebody scolds them something, they throw something back, and then it just escalates and it doesn't stop. The purpose of bleaching is to shut a person down and then you claim victory, okay? So this doesn't work. So after you call this person a piece of something, the person will call you something else. You know, this doesn't end. What's the point? There is no argument, there's no point. So you could do something like this. Yes, I am a bleach. I'm going to give birth to a litter of 6 puppies and I'm going to sell them one for 1,200. I'm going to get 7,200. What about you? You are just a piece of shit. Do you think that you can produce $1 million flower?
Can you read it? Can you read it?
Okay, this is an advanced version of bleaching. Much better than just now because you give details. The more information that you give, the more the other opponent needs to process in order to make a comeback. Most of the people are too stupid to make a comeback when there is a lot of information given because they have to find an attacking point. However, what I have just mentioned is still very weak. Why? Because you are being very emotional about it. I deliberately deliver it a little bit fast. When you want your bleaching to work, ENTJs especially, you gotta speak it slow. Slow is powerful. Okay, let me demonstrate. Well, okay, you call me a bleach. Alright, so what? I'm gonna give birth to a litter of 6 puppies. I'm gonna sell them one for $1,200. That will make me $7,200. In case you can't count. What about you? You are just a piece of shit. Don't tell me you can produce $1 million flower. See, if you say it slower, it's more powerful because you show people that you are being unemotional. You choose people out because when speaking slowly, you are putting yourself a notch higher than they are. But of course, if your opponent is also the chill type like the INTP, that doesn't really work. This method is best for the FI users. So remember, if you're going to bleach a TI user, use the toxic kill approach. Otherwise, against an FI user, then use this approach. Sometimes you can mix approaches. So it's up to your creativity. You can add in some bombastic words if you want to. The word need not be very bombastic. It could be technical that some people might have forgotten. Like for example, did you just call me a slut? I am the slut, not a slut. You better go and learn your articles. Well, personally as an ENTJ, I find it very hard to deliver this. So I am much better at bleaching online by typing. I'm a keyboard warrior. Of course, what happens if you are an FI user? So as an FI user, sometimes you just want to be bleachy and then you want to be dramatic. You can't be unemotional. A lot of times FI users just want people to know that they are good. Like, do you know who I am? I am a very popular actress, okay? How dare you?
I am the NITT.
Where FI users, there is something that you can use that can allow you to be dramatic, yet at the same time insult people without really insulting them. This technique is called reverse bleaching. The way to do it is to be as dramatic as possible. Let me demonstrate to you how it works. Ugly, you win. Stupid, you win. Poor, you win. Everything you win already. What else do you want? You do me too much, huh? Okay, as the saying goes, the bitch is a female dog, right? So if you want to really do it well, you need to have the lao niang attitude, right? Like, I am the queen bee attitude. So if you are a very male person and very masculine, right, then bleaching is not for you at all. So in this episode, I have introduced a few strategies for you to bleach a person, and I have also infused some MBTI logic inside. Hope that you like it. But enough said, bleaching is a psychological activity. You got to tear down the psyche of your opponent. So if you want to bleach, you gotta bleach to win. But of course, you have to exercise discretion. Sometimes it is best to just walk away, especially when you are dealing with the INTPs, or even ISTPs, or ISFJs, or ISFPs. So many different types. So as I have mentioned, personally, I don't usually verbalize my bleaches, but I do it much more often online, especially last time when I was working in organizations. I could do it very well. That's partly also because I am a psychologist in training. But then, being an ENTJ really helps as well, because an ENTJ seldom loses. Okay, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more funny videos like this in the future. And of course, I hope that nobody is offended by this video. Okay, I'll catch you in the next episode then. Goodbye.